And we're back with another episode of Caffeine Controversy. Of course, your host. Oh my God, the sniffles.
Bless you.
Take 2.
5, 4, 3 all the way. Then we got to one finger salute. We have Caffeine Controversy, the podcast.
And we're back with another episode of Caffeine Controversy. Of course, your host, your boy, the former reformed hoe bag himself, Mr. Fluff. And then we have Senorita Butt Cheeks, Miss Pale Ginger Pear. How you doing over there, Pasty?
I'm good.
That's it, just good?
I'm good.
How was your week?
It was okay.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Worked
Me.
on social media stuff. You
Yeah.
had a quiet house with no teen.
How long has that lasted since you come back?
2 seconds.
Yep. 1,000%. Now, I mean, understandable. Like we are all a rambunctious child at some point. We've all done some. Yeah, the exception is you. You've done nothing.
Done nothing.
You know, a lot of Jesus-y guilt and trauma and other types of BS. Where I didn't really do much up until I got to college. I mean, like high school was like the typical high school shit. Like, I think like being a star football player and smashing chicks, that's high school shit. Like, you know what Varsity Blues?
I mean, I did, but I feel like you started before high school.
Nah, like junior high was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, don't lie.
Yeah, nah, it was.
We don't lie on the podcast.
I mean, I did the most. But what about for you? You've had no experience in life whatsoever. You've never done something. You never felt like you should be on a reality TV show at some point.
I mean, technically, my surgeries were supposed to be on a reality show, but COVID killed it.
Yeah, the vid killed a lot of things, like hopes, dreams. Yeah,
we're gonna have to
cut that out. What was it, Dave Coulier? Cut it out. But no, I'm glad you had a good week. I had a good week as well. Got back into the gym yesterday. Gonna go again today. Shooting a podcast right now. Work was work.
You had a lot of daylight shifts though.
I did. I did have a lot of daylight. I had one nighttime, and that was pretty cool. But it wasn't stressful or crazy like that. But we gotta talk about lettuce parasites. We gotta talk about problematic big girls going on hikes. We gotta talk about the ultimatum and the things that go along with that. Probably some rant or tism thing that I have going around. We're going to probably talk about Jimothy. There's a lot of things that we can talk about. There's a lot of people out here built like Jimothy, and they try to like throw shade. Like, I mean, you pointed it out as soon as you saw him. He's built like the dude from 90 Day Fiance.
Big Ed.
Yeah, Big Ed, no back, no neck. Now, granted, Jimothy was born that way. Big Ed was just fat.
No, Big Ed has a medical condition.
What was his medical condition?
I don't remember because he got very problematic and I stopped caring about him.
I thought he was a gymnast and he like pile drived and fucked his neck up. Wasn't that it?
No.
What did he do? He used to be athletic. I know that. Big Ed? I'm pretty sure he was athletic.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was just something he was born with.
Oh, so he's born with the short spine?
Maybe. I don't know. I just know it was a medical thing. There's some overweightness added to that, but like medical thing. Very problematic man.
It just shows people how the personality can change things. Jimothy, loved, adored. People want to hold him, cuddle him, bring him home. Just take care of him. Big Ed, piece of shit that nobody wants.
I mean, he is.
Yeah.
He was horrible to the women he dated.
What was one of the worst things he did? You know this. And put it like this. Have you dated somebody like Big Ed? Not in terms of body type, but in terms of personality.
Oh, yeah. I dealt with too many problematic men. I tolerated too many problematic men.
Yeah, what's your threshold for pain?
Way too high.
Yeah. But no, Big Ed, like, I mean, I never really watched 90 Day Fiance other than like a couple episodes. Like, I watched more Pillow Talk than that.
That was the boy's favorite. He loves
Yeah,
Pillow
I
Talk.
watched more Pillow Talk than I did watch like 90 Day Fiance. Like it just doesn't seem like it would be something that would interest me. Like, I mean, I it's weird, and this is gonna probably sound like it. There's a level of drama that I'm willing to deal with, and I don't want to deal with that. But I'll watch tonight's conversation.
Which is messier than a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like it's the messy I know versus the messy I don't know. Like I don't like to learn new messy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where for you, it doesn't matter what messy it is, you love it.
Yeah.
Unless you're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like to be in the mess. You like to point out the mess. Even though you leave piles of mess everywhere. That's a inside thing. Because somebody here has a cleaning problem and somebody loves to encourage my problem.
I have ADHD doom piles.
And I have TISM cleaning issues.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta
Which is why we cannot find anything in this house, because he cleans up my doom piles without telling me and then forgets where he put stuff, aka my birth certificate.
Hey, you're the one that wants to leave stuff a mess, and I'm the one that has to clean it up. And I told you long ago when we first started, I'll clean it up, but you won't find it. I let you know. I didn't just like start just shooting shots and stuff like that. I literally came in. I told you how I am, who I am. This is what I do. If you don't want me to touch it, you better touch it before I touch it. And you think, oh, he's just playing. I was not. I was not. And now we have to go and get you a new birth certificate.
Uh-huh.
But in my defense, you left me unsupervised.
No. We had cleaned up the birth certificate thing together, put it in a folder, and put it in the one spot. You then cleaned up that spot again later when I wasn't around.
You left it. You put one of your doom piles on top of the
No,
spot we
because
cleaned
you
up.
put it up in a cupboard where I can't reach it.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
We put the birth certificate down below where the cat stuff is, so that way you can reach it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. And then at some point or another, you lost it. Because you left me unsupervised. So at the end of the day, your fault.
Okay.
That's what we're here for. And on that note, guys, you just witnessed our first fight. That's the extent of how we argue.
Yeah, we really
don't argue. But no, there's a lot of like things social media wise that have been like completely over the top. Jimothy and his short backness.
Which I love because I love raccoons.
But no, you do love raccoons, and I know you want a trash panda, but like you also love deformed things. Like your most adorable thing with our cat is when he tisms out and his tongue's out.
Because he just gets so derpy.
Yeah, you like mentally handicapped things, you know, and it's like, or physically handicapped. You just want to take care of something. It's you're a giver. You know, if it's the more disabled, the better. Explains a lot of our previous relationships because I'm the same way. But you know, like though you do. The lettuce parasite thing was a huge thing because chocolate chips were more safe than actual lettuce, which they used to tell all the chunksters, you know, back in the day, just shut up and eat a salad, Fally. Well, guess what? Can't eat salads no more, bitch.
But you went out and bought lettuce.
I'm trying to lose weight. By any means necessary. By any means necessary.
Okay.
It's not an ED if it comes out the back door.
I'm not even going to touch that.
Yeah, buddy. But that also yields to one of the first topics that we wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was the hiking expedition for the hiking crew that now has a $70,000 debt.
I would be pissed off if I was one of the other members of the group.
Yeah. So let's start with the backstory. So this group of women, and I'll save the description of the women till the very end. They're going on a hiking expedition, right? and a bigger woman named Grace. She's trying to do the hike, right? And she suffers from heat exhaustion mid hike.
2 miles in.
2 miles in on a 2.5 mile hike. So
one way.
One way. Yeah. So she was having heat exhaustion. They tried to like calm her down or like get her like water and stuff like that. And they, in the process of doing that, realized like this is not getting better. Like we need to call EMTs. So they call EMTs, you know, and they get her airlifted out to like the nearest hospital, right?
Yeah, helicopter.
Yeah, so a helicopter. So like they drop down the thing and it literally looks like something from Full Metal Jacket. Like they just drop it down, they strap her up, and then they bring her to the hospital, right? Now everyone's gonna talk about the fact that she's a bigger girl.
Right.
Right? She's a bigger girl, she's trying to be athletic, and like at the end of the day, like in terms of fitness, you need to run, you need to walk before you run, and you need to crawl before you walk.
Right.
Because I don't know her fitness level, and this is for anybody. It doesn't just because how you be a big girl or whatever like this, that, and the third. Because look, chunky or thin, like you got to know where you fit in, right?
Right.
And so they have her airlifted out now because of the airlift. That's $70,000 that they're talking about charging to the whole squad, right? And you brought up something as a bigger girl, plus size, still living in a bigger body, smaller body, but still a bigger body, you know, Miss Thickums. You said something this morning when I was talking about it, and it was stone cold facts. What was it?
That someone in the group should have said ahead of time, like, if you can't do this, don't. Are you talking about that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had said that somebody in the group should have been like a real enough friend to say, I don't think this activity is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in terms of like that she would slow down the group or anything, but in terms of safety.
Yeah.
However, we watched the rest of the video.
Yep.
And it was a whole group of plus size women hiking.
Yep.
And as somebody who was larger and is still large according to most of society and has been part of like different fat acceptance groups and like plus size like body positivity swim groups and whatnot, when it's a group of like-minded similar people, sometimes there's not a voice of reason.
Because this is the thing, health is a barometer, right? BMI is bullshit. Scale on the number depends on who you are, how you feel, and what you look like. Look, I will say this wholeheartedly. If you a big person, like, and you want to go hiking, cool, I endorse it.
Maybe don't go middle of July.
Yeah, during a fucking heat wave.
Yeah,
and
because
then
it could have been any one of them, honestly.
Yeah, don't go during like a fucking heat wave in the middle of July, and you've done no work before. Like, I don't know if this was her first hike, what hike this was, this, that, and the third. First, and then the second thing is, this is why my best friend, Nigel Mania, flat out would call me Tons of Fun, the Luscious One, Chunkster, Big Back Optimus Prime, all these things, right? Because you want to know why? Because real friends can tell each other the fucking truth. He would be the first one to tell me, Levi, you were a star athlete. What the fuck happened to you?
Yeah.
I ate a lot and got chunky fast. Like, if you, like, when you have a bunch of people that you are surrounded by who, great, don't know them by a can of paint, probably do not know, right? However, this is the thing. From the outside looking in, right? This is a bunch of people that are grouped together that are encouraging, that say, oh, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Sometimes you can't. I would love to say that I work with a whole bunch of people that can read at a 5th grade level. A lot of those motherfuckers is illiterate.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to say that they're dumb. And I'm not trying to say people are unhealthy. What I'm trying to say is health is a barometer.
Right.
She had a bad day, but because of her body type, she's now going to get typecast on the type of day she had.
Because that's what the media led with, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they focused in on her being plus size before showing that the whole group was.
Yeah.
They made it really seem like she was the problem.
Yeah.
Which isn't fair to her either.
Because she wasn't the problem. The problem was that she had friends that could have said, this ain't for you today.
Yeah.
Plus, you going out in a fucking, like, one dressed apart. You're going out in a fucking heat wave wearing all black with bacon on your back on top of that, bitch? You best not.
I mean, it seemed like it was a problematic day and hike, and the weather, the time of year, the time of day would have been problematic for anybody of any size, because heat stroke can hit anybody, or heat exhaustion can hit anybody
like,
at any time.
Playing football, bro, we would see that all the time. I swear to God, I was just talking about this the other day. My boy Buddha, like, there was one time, like, we had to, like, throw his ass in the water because we didn't know, like, what he was 330 pounds and we're practicing and it was 101-degree heat. And we were going full pads during the summer. And we're 17 turning 18. And it's like, we had to, like, we literally had to take him, because I remember it was me, his dad, G-Mark. Like, we all fucking just loaded Buddha up and threw him in the dunk tank. Because it was just like, because back in the day, they just had, like, the pool of water, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because back, you would have, like, where you would soak your bones and shit after practice and whatever,
like,
right?
The ice bath,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
We took him through Buddha in there. Because we thought he was going to, like, literally, I'd never seen nobody, like, literally just walk and fall out. And this was right after, like, I think Corey Stringer in 2002 for the Minnesota Vikings passed away. And Corey Stringer had heat stroke, passed away on the field, 6'7", 330 pounds, athlete. Now, we're high school kids chasing a freaking dream.
Yeah.
And, like, we had to throw him in dunk tank. And it's like, this could have happened to anybody. So this is the thing that's, like, with bullshit with the media, like, as we talked about Paradise last week, was they lower her weight, right? So the typecast her with the weight. 2, the whole group was bigger, right?
Yeah.
I joke about big backs, but the whole group was bigger, right? And
yeah.
no disrespect to any of y'all. I'm just saying this shit because I think it's funny. But, like, I don't think in terms of a friendship with them, like, and again, she may have done this hype before.
They might all have. So
you know what I'm saying?
That's why they might not have thought it would be a problem.
But I can tell you right now, like, the pre-work is the most important part of being an athlete. Like, and that's why I would say, like, if you're going to do something hiking, the pre-work, like, are you hydrated? Did you eat? What did you eat?
Yeah.
Are you dressed properly? If shit goes sideways, do we have an exit strategy? Like, planning that shit. Because when I stepped on a field playing ball, like, I had to know my life was on the line, but I had to know, like, I had to be cool with whichever way it went.
My question is, too, like, wouldn't they have noticed some signs before the 2-mile mark?
It depends. It depends if the person's speaking up. A lot of the times, especially whether you're in a circle of bigger body people that are encouraging, you don't want to be the weak want to be the weak link and the person to let everybody else down, because they might be powering through. Because there have been times
I was always the last one in the group.
Yeah, but it's like, I was always that person where I was like, and this is where, like, you say it to yourself, I was like, I'd rather clock out on this than admit weakness. And, like, a lot of people have that mindset, especially, like, I don't want to let the people next to me down.
See, I was always the opposite in, like, if I would start an activity and realize it wasn't for me, I didn't want to hold them back. I didn't want to be like that person, and I didn't want to be an embarrassment. So I'd be like, I'll meet you back at the car. And I would always turn around and go back. Like, we were at a corn maze wine walk thing once for work. And it was, like, late at night, pitch black, could not see shit. They had, like, people were I was like, I'm out. I'm instantly out. And we couldn't find our way back at one point. And I, like, said to my coworker, I was like, I'm about to Kool-Aid man my way through this corn just to get back to where there was the fire and lights and I could sit. And I left, like, the only one came back with me because she had to use the restroom. But I was like, I'm out. I will be sitting by the fire. You guys can take your good old time. Don't rush.
Yeah.
I will be fine. But that was always, I never wanted to be the one that would cause a $70,000 fine.
Yeah.
Like, I never wanted to be that.
And this is the thing that I feel bad for this girl, because like we're talking about it. How many other people are out here talking
And
about
not
it?
going to be nice about it.
No. Like I say shit because I think it's funny, but like let's be real here. Being someone who lives in
We've both lived in a bigger body.
and we know what that fucking system's
Yeah.
like, and we know what that bullshit's like. And like, yeah, I joke about like Nigel's my best friend. He's been my best friend for 30 fucking years, right? But he was the first one to tell me, like, dude, you're getting scary big. You know what I mean? And Nigel was a former big kid. You know what I mean? But he would be the one to like, Levi, you're getting scary big. Or like, how do you even move like this still? You know what I mean? Because it wasn't until we would race, me and him. It wasn't until I hit 370 pounds to where he beat me. And then I was like, oh I'm losing it. You know what I mean? Like if I was 330, I would still beat him because it was like my brain was like I could still run I could still run like a 4.8 at 330 pounds. Like I'm still an athlete. And then when I hit 370 and then he beat me and I was like, oh, I'm no longer an athlete. And then that threw me into a bout of depression, right? Because I was like, oh, the dream's really over now. And for this girl, like she's gonna be dealing with this shit for a while. Like a while. Because they're like Greg Doucette will probably take it and do a run with it.
I don't like him.
Like John Glad, he's gonna probably talk about it. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be a thing that's out there. You know, John will be more sensitive probably about it because like him living in a bigger body, he knows what it's like to be outcasted and different. But it's like, dude, the conversation still is going to happen. Like we're having the conversation.
I mean, all the YouTube stuff that used to attack Anna.
Because they have nobody to go at now.
Yeah.
Which shout out, I know like we're gonna have like you may like look, controversial figure in herself. She bowed out and these fucks have nothing to talk about now. Yeah. They don't. Yeah. They just moved on to the next big chick.
They actually haven't. They haven't found anybody.
Yeah.
They've talked a lot of the Jillian Michaels thing. They've talked about Paradise. And they've talked about some of the women from there, but they haven't replaced, like, some of them haven't replaced Anna at all.
Yeah. They have nothing to talk about.
Because, like, that was their hate watch person.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. They actually wound up reducing the amount of content that they put out now because they have no one to talk about. Because, and this is the thing, part of me hopes and prays that when because like, look, she existed in a bigger body. She's a tall Amazonian woman, like lipedema, all this other shit, right? You know what I mean? Trying to like not be like a certain person, like that. I don't want to throw shade at, but like me and her have talked. You and her have talked. Yeah. She's actually a decent person. Yeah. She's just constantly hate watched.
Yeah, I mean, she's dealt with the hate online longer than we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And from not just her own community.
No, I know.
But like from everyone. Like people that would never have even known about lipedema hated her just for her existing. And then when she finally had answers in regards to lipedema, then they used that as like, oh, now it's an excuse.
Yeah. Part of me wishes like dead real, like you got her number. Because we have no contact with her now. Yeah. To even see like, hey, how you doing? How's life? This, that, and the third. Because like as a person, you never wish the bad on anybody, right?
Yeah, I thought about sending a DM to see if she still checks it every once in a while.
I don't know if is it even active or up?
Both accounts weren't shut. They were just like the content was deleted off of them, but the names are still up. Last I looked.
Yeah, maybe, you know. Yeah. But I do like that's a person seriously just wish her all the best, like so that way she can try to like. But I hope she's actually getting like some mental health repeat. Part of me just hopes when she comes back, she just shits on all of them. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like literally just
that she goes away, clears her head, clears her space, gets in the rhythm that she wants health wise.
I was just gonna say she found her health wise. She found her rhythm,
and I don't mean by like health wise by like smaller, just her rhythm of like a routine that works for her where she physically feels better.
Whatever goal she had set, I hope she hit. Yeah. Whether it be stronger, do a powerlifting competition, something. Yeah. Because like how many people were talking shit about her, and regardless of whether people think that she fed the hate watch or that this, that, and the third, like she still dealt with it. Yeah. And she still had to deal with it. And I just hope she hit her goal. Whatever it was, I hope she hit her goal. You know, because living life in a public living life in the public, sharing your life in the public, whether it's good or bad, happy or indifferent. Because I know she shared she never really shared what she was eating, but she shared about her family. She shared about her obviously surgeries the same way you have. Shared about certain indifferences. Shared about relationships. That's hard. Like one of the things that we talk about friendships, we talk about Anna, we talk about relationships. One of the biggest things that's popping right now is the ultimatum.
Yeah.
And people ending relationships the same way she kind of ended her social media.
Yeah.
Because that's totally up your alley. And it's, we talk about Jimothy the raccoon. You are the Jimothy raccoon of TV. You have a deformed view on what quality TV is.
Wow.
You're welcome. See how that wrapped in there? That was a good fucking transition. I know it was a shot at you. It was a shotgun blast, but baby, we gotta take it. Go.
Yeah, so the Ultimatum on Netflix. Fuck you. So the Ultimatum on Netflix is one of the 4,000 shows that the Lachey's host.
Yeah, they do. Fucking.
Though I will say, this season Vanessa is holding her own and telling these women they should not be spoken to the way they are, and this should be a wake up call. And,
yeah, you played me a clip of that one. That dude was out of pocket.
Yeah. So for those of you that might not know, the Ultimatum are couples that have been together, most of them a while. One couple was only together a year and a half, and they were like 23, both of them. Like, come on now.
Just overdeveloped, loads of come at that rate.
Okay. But yeah, so some younger couples, a couple older couples, some right in the middle, but there was like I think 10 couples originally, and then it narrows down a bit because the one couple was, this would be a spoiler, but the one couple left, another got engaged, and then like we had the trial marriages and whatnot. But the premise of the show is one of the partners in the couple have given an ultimatum of like, I want to get married or we're done. They go on the show with other couples, and they like arrive as a couple, have a night together as a couple. Then the next day they are broken up and mingle with the other people in the cast, and then they decide who they want their new person to be, and they go into a 3-week trial marriage where they live with basically a complete stranger. And then after those 3 weeks are up, they go back and live with their original partner for 3 weeks for like a trial marriage relationship thing. And then at the end of the 3 weeks, they decide if they want to stay with their original partner, pick the new person, or leave by themselves. Now, the finale and the reunion haven't aired yet.
Mm-hmm.
So all the 8 episodes that I've watched has been about the couples, who some are very problematic.
What's your most problematic couple on there?
I kind of have 2.
Okay, what are the 2?
Alex and Jebin. Because Jebin, they were both 23. They've been together 6 years. While 6 years sounds like a lot of time, when you start at 17 and to 23, to me, that's not long enough to necessarily know.
You don't know your ass from your elbow.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what love is versus, like, is this gonna get wet or is this gonna be love? Like, you have no idea what the difference is.
And he was very immature.
He seemed it. From just that clip you showed me.
Yeah. Like, their last night together as a couple before they're supposed to separate, she's trying to have a real conversation with him about like how things are gonna go, and he's like, should we throw a party? And then she's eating french fries as they're talking, and he's like, okay, hungry hippo. And like, she was like tiny, but like just like little random things like that. And then when it was like his turn to talk and get to know the other women, none of it was to actually try to get to know them. And so he's like robbing her of the experience to see like if the grass is greener elsewhere. Yeah. And then the other one that it wasn't like an original couple. It was like one of the like couples that they picked kind of thing. Um Haley was problematic when she was like with her original partner, like the night before they like were done. She was, or the night before they picked new people, she was like bothered he wasn't talking to her at the mixer. He's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be like,
Spreading your
yeah,
love
she's like,
around.
well, it's bothering me to see him. You picked to be on the show.
Because she delivered the ultimatum, right?
No, he did, but she still agreed to sign up
Yeah.
knowing the premise of the show. This is also season 4. If you're going to sign up for the show, you watch the previous seasons.
It's like Love Island.
Yeah, you know what you're getting yourself into. And then the guy that she's paired up with during the trial marriage is very problematic. Him and his friends have a group text, and in the group text, his friends are saying stuff like, you went from like a big titty blonde to a flat chested brunette who's not putting out. Well, nowhere in this agreement does it say that they're supposed to like get physical with their trial partner. And
I mean, some juice is always nice though.
Okay.
I mean, juicy fruit.
And then because like she's, you know, not giving in or throwing himself at him or whatever, his friends are like, we're gonna come and like backdoor stuff to her and change up the whole premise of the show. And he's laughing in response to his friends saying that they're basically gonna come and assault her. Like, what kind of friends are you with? And what does that say about you if this is your group chat? And he's like, oh, it's just locker room talk.
Ew. No, like, look, I mean, as somebody who's been in the locker room, like, there's, if you, and this is gonna sound like total asshole, but like, when you're an athlete, like, and I played ball in high school and in college, if you're an athlete and or you just Mr. Popular, right? Because I was that too for one point or another at one point in time. Like, you never talk about like, you talk about taking a L for your man, like, and jumping on a grenade, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you, like, everybody's done that. Some people, that was their goal in life, was just be the person that constantly jumped on a grenade because at the end of the night, you got some juice. You didn't go home dry. But if you gotta, and this is the thing, like, if you gotta lie to your girl to get some juice, that's not fun. Like, I never lied to nobody to get juice. You know what I'm saying? I was the asshole that I needed to be for me to be able to sleep at night. Which means I told you the truth. If you didn't fuck with it, then I don't gotta fuck with you. I don't hate you for it, but I'm gonna look at you different because you gave the implication that I was gonna get some juice, and now all of a sudden I'm over here thirsty. Bitch, that was not part of the agreement of what you led me to believe that I could have. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not gonna hate you for it. I just misread your signals. We cool, we can dap up. I mean, into this day and age, you never even know. She might be somebody you can hunt with.
Maybe he had said to her, like off camera, like, because there's not cameras in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And he had said to her, if you weren't so modest, I would have fucked you just for how Ashley, like his original partner, was acting. So because he didn't like how his original partner was like paying attention to like the new guy that she's with, he was gonna like.
How old is this dude?
26.
Still smell like your mother's breast milk. Like, you have no idea. At 26 as a man, I had no idea what life was. My maturity level was 18 as a 26-year-old man.
Yeah, 26 or 29, but not 30 yet.
But like, I look at it like, bro, you here with old girl, right? You gave the ultimatum. And you just, it's not even to see if the grass is green on the other side. You just want to play in the field.
Yeah.
Just break up. Like, just break up or have an open relationship. It seems like your girl would have an open relationship and be cool with it. But I think he's probably like, let's call him Short Dick Willie Jones, because of the fact that if he was an open relationship, she'll get pile drive by like 13 inches of junk off.
Well, the problematic guy that was saying this stuff with his friends was given the ultimatum by his original chick.
So he just a loser.
I feel like his ego's hit by like the ultimatum, and his girl's gorgeous.
Yeah, is this the blonde chick with the big tits?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know her name. That's just how I gotta describe her.
Yeah, so Ashley.
Okay, we'll call her big tits. Okay, Ashley. How's it spelled?
The normal way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, so it's just my personal thought. First of all, I can never be on the show.
Yeah.
I would not be able to handle watching my partner, no matter how problematic the relationship was, like in my face, be with someone else.
Behind your back, though. You set me the fuck up with that one.
I didn't know, and it wasn't him.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I've been a good soldier, G-Unit soldier.
But my thought,
yeah,
is if it's to the point that you have to give an ultimatum,
it's already over.
And ultimatum where you're on a reality TV show.
It's already over. It's already over.
Like,
it's already over. Like, just quit.
Yeah.
Or just like this is how you know how when a dude knows it's over, like, or even where he wants this, he can't say I want to break up with you, but he'll do something like this. He'll cheat and leave his phone open. Like, I want you to find this. Like,
or use your computer and leave the email open.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Like you never well, we gotta talk about that. what happened there?
That would be the ex-husband.
He
used my computer for email, left the email wide open from the chick that was in detail on what she had done to him.
Yeah.
And he had gone up to take a shower, and I had a infant with me, and so I...
Did you throw the baby and just like...
No, I left the computer unlocked and open, like with the email, like right up there, and a post-it note that said, "I thought you didn't fuck her." And I went into the kitchen to do what I needed to do, and he came down from the shower and was like, "Why were you in my email?" "Sir, I opened my computer to check my email, and you left yours." Like, it wasn't even like that he closed the tab, and when I opened Gmail, like, his account popped up. Like, it was up. There was no closing it out, no deleting history. There was nothing.
Yeah.
It was literally like he read the juicy details, needed to go take a shower, apparently, and just left the room.
Nice. Yeah. Could you ever cheat on somebody?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I've had it done to me too many times.
Yeah.
That I can't imagine. Like, my thought is, if you're to that point, like, just end it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you had a problematic past.
Yeah, I would hate fuck your friend. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like,
there's none of his friends that I...
No. But it was just, but I'm that person where I'm that vindictive. I mean, that's how I got stabbed in the ass.
Tell that story a little bit.
Okay, so like, I was with this chick. I'll let it be nameless, and like me and her were up and down, going back and forth, and whatever, right? So I'm in my whole shit. So I'm over here and I'm like, hey yo, you know, I don't know where we are, where we at, what we doing, blah 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 blah. She's like, I don't want to do nothing. I was like, bet. She was like, I really don't. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And if that's how you want to be, because I couldn't handle rejection well. So she rejected me. As a fat dude, I was like, yo, she just don't want to fuck with a fat dude. I was like, okay, it's whatever. Maybe she don't think I got it like that. So then I'm at a party because I'm a promoter and whatever. And then her friend come through. And she's like, I was like, yeah, it's nice seeing you because I probably won't see you no more. She's like, wow. I was like, me and such broke up. He's like, oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. you know. And she was like, "You always was funny as shit." And I was like, "Yeah," because I was like, that's my steez. It's like, look, it's like when you a big dude, you gotta have something. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not. I was like, I got good boyfriend dick. You know what I mean? I'm not an hour of power. Like I'm 5 minutes of fury, but it's good boyfriend dick, right? Like you can take my dick every day. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I'm not little, but it's big enough to get you where you need to be, but not big enough to the point where you got to call out of work the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go to work after fucking with me. You know what I mean? So I was just joking around and said some stupid shit like that. And then she was like, "Oh, you want?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just drinking or whatever." She bought me a drink. Then I was like, "All right, buy you a drink." And the next thing you know, like we on the pool table and we make it out of the pool table and whatever. And so we go back to her place, which is my ex's place. And so like my ex comes through the house and whatever. And I'm smashed, right? Next day I walk out with no drawers on. And I know she's out there because she's having breakfast because she would get up at the same time, do the same shit. Probably autistic, just like me. And so I walked out and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I was like, "I'm over there." And she took a fork and stabbed me in the ass.
I mean, it sounds like it was deserved.
Violence is never the answer.
And I also wouldn't call the roommate her friend.
Huh?
I also wouldn't call the roommate her friend.
That's the thing.
That's
Like,
not a friend move.
they still cool. I think they still cool. They were still cool after I got stabbed. Like, it was like, that's the thing though. It's like, I didn't think about it. Like, that's why I was saying, like, I mean, I'm Eskimo brothers with a couple of my homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it is what it is. Like, but that's why I was like, when I would tell you, like, before, like, oh, they think kissing is a handshake. I was like, yeah, cause it's nothing to like. If you like, look, I'm in group chats where I've went through the whole group chat. So is a couple of my homies. So is a couple of my girlfriends. They done went through me. They went through my homie. They went through my other homie. Like, yeah. And then we talk about it and we laugh. And then she comes through and we still talk about it. And she laughs. She comes through with her new man. We've done this. We've had conversations. I've had a girl come through. It was me and three of my homies. We all smashed. She brings her new boo, and we dap him up like, yeah, we already know. And we kept it moving. Cause that's the different. That's a generational gap. Like, yo, like, there's a real difference between, and this is where, like, people don't like to fucking say it, but it's facts. You can, like, people's like, oh, is a man faithful or loyal? Because there is a difference. If I'm faithful, that means I'm not going out, stepping out on nobody, this, that, and the third. If I'm loyal, I'm taking care of my financial, my mental obligations to you. I may not be faithful, but I may be loyal. And people don't understand that. I can have sex and not be in love and it still be cool with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's true locker room talk, like, if I'm in the locker room, right, and I know my man smashed one of my girls and whatever, right? I'd be like, yo, you really hit that? Yeah. I bet. Well, I don't appreciate that. Well, my boy, like, she just threw it at me. Well, I'm supposed to just not catch it? These are real conversations. Because if you got somebody throwing pussy for free, regardless if that's your man's ex or not, people gonna smash. And she didn't care. She was like, he's funny. He got that good BD. So, like, whatever. She went to work the next day. It wasn't like I put her in a hospital. It was whatever. I got good boyfriend dick. She wanted some boyfriend dick. I gave it. I supplied it. Who am I to say no? Who am I to say no? What am I supposed to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to be like, yeah, you know, I mean, I can't really do that. You know what I mean? You her friend. No, she didn't want me. You do. Guess what? All I wanted to do was be wanted. And she wanted me. That's all she did.
I stand by the fork stabbing was deserved.
Yeah, man. I think I told Nigel that story. He called me rump roast for a week. He was like, It was bad, bro. It was hella bad. But nah, man. Yeah, I did some hoe shit. You ain't never been stabbed before?
No. I can't say I have.
You never had a problematic, like, exploitation or nothing. You've never been the villain in somebody's origin story?
I mean, I'm probably am with the ex-husband.
I don't think so.
For a while, I think I was.
But that's just because it's
Because
like,
he was trying to justify.
yeah, but there's a difference because like a lot of people, especially who don't go through therapy, like they deflect and they have no obligation on things. But I think y'all two relationship now is way better than what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know you may not like it, but it's like it's true. Like you guys have definitely co-parented a lot better than what you even thought of in the last couple of years. Look, co-parenting, however it is, you know. But it's like I would say it's one of those things where it's like, nah, like I don't think. I think in terms of relationships, and especially with terms of relationships that you see on TV, like there's a lot of BS that's behind the scenes. I think what you have with the Ultimatum, Love is Blind,
Married at First Sights.
Married at First Sight.
That's the new one I'm watching.
Love After Lockup.
That's my favorite.
Like you see, it's how many of these emotionally tragic and deprived situations, whether it be deprived from lack of love or having too much love to give, what's the willingness and what's the level of exploitation that an individual is willing to put up with.
Yeah.
And every single time, like through all this bullshit, it just yields into women and men being taken advantage of, not financially, but emotionally and spiritually.
On Love After and Love During Lockup, there's some financial exploitation going
Yeah,
along
but
too.
like the financial one, like after Love After Lockup, it's almost like, look, my auntie lived that shit. Like it was like you try to buy the affection that you feel you deserve.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's still at the end of the day, the financial part is the road that they travel, but the end destination is a spiritual exploitation because her spirit or his spirit is yearning for something that he knows he wants and deserves, but isn't willing to take the time to fully invest emotionally within himself. So he'll financially try to provide it. It's no different than a whore.
Yeah.
Like how many prostitutes that we've watched on like TV or grow up watching like HBO After Dark and watch these people on the brothel pay for women that have the boyfriend girlfriend experience.
Yeah.
So it's no different. You're paying for that experience that you feel you deserve, but you've done no back work to or deserve it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, folks, if you're going to go on a hike, if you're going to eat some lettuce, if you're going to go on a TV show about putting your giblets out there and taking them away from your spouse, end of the day, do some back work. Because whether you're hiking, whether you're going to eat lettuce, or whether you're going to be on a TV show and get exploited, the shit will hit the fan. And there is no fucking airlift that can lift that amount of shit. This has been another episode of Caffeine Controversy. We, of course, have been your host, the fluffy one, Big Fluff, Levi. And then we have Kara PGP. Tune in next week as we'll be back with another episode. Anything you'd like to say to wrap it up? The floor is yours. Go.
I don't think so. I think you've covered every angle of things. Other than you never answered if you could do an ultimatum.
No. I don't think I could. Why would I want to? I found my favorite person.
Oh.
She eats ass. We'll be back next week.
Make sure you follow us on all platforms, you misfits. And just remember, caffeine is first. The filter is never.
Ow. Kicked my knee. She doesn't eat it. She definitely pulled it apart one time.